Welcome!
Good morning.
It's Sunday morning in the Tri-Cities, Washington. We're in the southeastern portion of Washington State.
And we're in spring now.
And it's in the middle of the desert, so the desert is coming alive. So.
Speaking of, I have something to show you. This is my yellow cactus. They're very unusual and rare to see yellow. And my red one is about to bloom. Not quite yet.
This is actually the red. This is not the regular color. This
Not
is
the regular orange.
Much deeper color and very, very different.
So I was hoping it would be bloomed out for you to see this morning, but
Close.
not.
Maybe next Sunday.
Maybe next Sunday.
Hey, Vicki.
Lasts.
Hi, Myrna.
Good morning.
I think I saw
Morning,
Tracy up there, too.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw Tracy.
Mhm,
Hello,
mhm.
Tracy. And Mary.
Good morning to you all from Divine Fellowship Home Version.
Yep. Soon, sometime in the future, to not be home version. We're getting closer. We
People
are
were
getting closer.
asking about services because some of the restrictions have lifted a bit. Unfortunately, we still have the restriction of 6 feet apart.
So our restrictions aren't any different than they were.
Yeah, because we can only get 20 people in the services. So Roy and Carol are measuring out areas in the back, seeing if we could do something in the back by the labyrinth. So we'll see. Maybe we could have outdoor services.
Hi, Marianne.
When the weather warms up just a tad more.
Yep.
It's still a little chilly.
Yep. And it's our board members do so many things and have been doing so many things over the last year. You never see or hear about.
Right.
Roy and Carol have been taking care of the property and spraying weeds. And Roy's going to be there this week. We're getting our roof fixed, and he'll be there pointing. I don't know.
And Nancy takes care of all the finances. She let us know that right after we mentioned we needed the roof done, that she went to the church and opened the mail, and there was already a check there to cover the cost of that. So, it had been mailed long before we needed the money, but so here it is.
Yeah,
it's just beautiful.
And this is the way our lives happen. It's just bizarre. And
we love it.
We do. Okay. People are signed in. Let's get going.
Synchronicities.
Mary's watching a bunch. That's the third time it's popped up.
Coming and going, I guess.
T-shirts and sweatshirts that you may or may not want to get.
Good morning to your grandson, Logan.
Oh, hi, Logan. Picture of a bird on a T-shirt. If I was a bird, I know who I'd on.
Sorry.
Oops. I disappear into books. What's your superpower? I'm going to stop asking, how dumb can you get? People seem to be taking it as a challenge. At my funeral, take the bouquet off my coffin and throw it into the crowd to see who's going to be next.
Oh no, you do that at weddings, not funerals. Not funerals. Ew. Ew.
That's why it's a joke.
Ew.
Ha ha. Okay. We do have a couple patron saints by the name of George Carlin and John Lennon.
Yay, George and John.
And we know we would have started the service with music, and we're still trying to figure out how to incorporate the music and still have our Facebook feed.
We think we figured it out.
We think we figured it out. It might be a little rough the first couple times we do it, and we'll probably morph into something different regardless. Things just change. They do.
Darn it.
Yep.
Change happens.
But John said, you may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one.
May it be so. May it be so.
And George, if all our national holidays were observed on Wednesday, we could wind up with 9-day weekends. Yeah, all right. We could. Okay, these are from, excuse me, church newspapers and bulletins. How'd I do that?
Oh, he was singing.
I know. How'd I do that?
I don't know.
Okay. Next Sunday is the family hayride and bonfire at the Fowlers. Bring your own hot dogs and guns, and friends are welcome. Everyone come for a good time.
Okay. I don't think that's what they meant.
Probably not. The peacemaking meeting scheduled for today has been canceled due to a conflict.
Of course it is.
Of course. The sermon this morning, Jesus walks on water. The sermon tonight, searching for Jesus. Yay-hoo.
Timing is everything, right?
I know, it is. It is.
What are we talking about timing today?
Seeking a sage and wizened look, the creators of Star Wars modeled Yoda's face after Albert Einstein. What was actually behind us?
She finally calmed down. She's been wild and rambunctious this morning.
Only the brave will know how to forgive. A coward never forgave. It is not in his nature.
But boy, that's a big one, is it not? Forgiveness isn't easy.
No.
It's really not.
It's not. It takes a long time, sometimes.
Sometimes, you know?
You can say, oh, I forgive you. And then you still have this feeling for, I don't know, days, weeks, months, years.
Decades.
Decades.
That takes time.
Sometimes it does.
And a lot of prayer and a lot of work working through stuff.
When we ask advice, we are usually looking for an accomplice. Eyes are more accurate witnesses than ears. Herculetus, 540 BC. Yep. One man with courage makes a majority.
Oh, wow.
Andrew Jackson.
Wow.
The concessions of the weak are the concessions of fear.
Things to think.
Things to think about.
Or not. Maybe have things to do with your time. Think about weird stuff.
There is a pleasure in the pathless woods. There is a rapture on the lonely shore. Don't remember if I've done these ones. I think I might be confused. Not sure. Better to remain silent and be thought of a fool than to speak and remove all doubt. Abraham Lincoln. And Ralph Waldo Emerson ended it up with, trust men and they will be true to you. Trust them greatly and they will show themselves great. I did this one.
But I like it.
Yeah, I do too. Should I do two more just because?
Yeah, just do two more too.
Okay. Good humor is one of the best articles of dress one can wear in society. And people seldom improve when they have no other model but themselves to copy after.
That's true.
Oops. Sometimes that's true. And thank you to Peggy. She sent me
a joke
of the week. The penny making machine at the mint suddenly stopped working for no reason. Yeah, it just didn't make any sense.
Groan. We need a groan button.
Okay. Okay. These are George Carlinisms, supposedly. Who knows, but that's what they say. This is from 2001. So 19 years ago I got this one. I keep jokes for a long time.
Yes, he's a keeper.
And I recycle them because I don't remember that long ago. Why do croutons come in airtight packages? They were stale to begin with.
True.
When cheese gets its picture taken, what does it say?
Crackers.
Roquefort. Why is a person who plays the piano called a pianist, but a person who drives a race car is not called a racist? Oh. Why are a wise man and a wise guy opposites?
You would know about that one.
I would. Which one? Both.
Oh.
Both. Very close together frequently.
Yeah.
Why do overlook and oversee mean opposite things? Why isn't the number 11 pronounced 1T1?
I've
wondered that same thing. I have wondered that same thing.
1T1.
1T1. Yep. When life hands you lemons, ask for tequila and salt and call me over.
After.
Ta-da.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So what now? Am I relieved of duty?
I suppose. Unless you can think of something else that you need to just discuss or say. Or...
I could just sit here and drink coffee and stare at you. Okay, bye.
See ya. So, I don't have much to say this morning. It's been a weird week for me. Yesterday was the anniversary of my mother's passing, and that was hard. Made it a hard week. So fortunately, I had a very nice friend who sent flowers. Didn't know I was suffering, but sent flowers the first part of the week. That was lovely. And before that, a friend had brought over some goodies and some chili that was marvelous. So that was lovely. So people have been taking good care of me and watching out for me, and that's just been really wonderful for my soul. And I really appreciate that. But isn't it true that we just have difficult stuff we have to go through, and sometimes nothing anybody can do to fix it? But having that kindness, those kindnesses, really make a huge difference. Because it just takes time to sometimes be wherever you are. And for me, it was kind of a grieving sorrow thing. But I wasn't bad. I wasn't in a bad place. Because there's a lot of lovely memories as well. But it just was off a bit. And taking time for that was really important. You know, I didn't stop doing anything else. Still did stuff. Got some yard work done. That was nice. But taking that internal time was extremely valuable to me. And I think as we look at our lives, it's just, every day's different. And now that we are facing the circumstances of our world right now, things are just different. And the biggest thing that most of us are struggling with is boredom and monotony. We're doing the same things over and over, restricting our movements, restricting our actions, because we're trying to keep ourselves safe. But at the same time, that's also causing some hardships for us. We feel isolated. I know I do. And it's in those distressing times that may not be terrible, but they do cause distress. And there's this bit of pressure that just weighs us down. And that pressure just is unrelenting. And sometimes that's harder than like a broken arm or something that is severely painful right now, but it does heal. Sometimes this unrelenting sorrow, this unrelenting drudgery is difficult. Is it not? And allowing ourselves the understanding of that grants us great power. There's power in the knowledge of it. I remember a few years ago going through the same thing around springtime, and I had forgotten it was Mom's passing. And I was like, why am I so down? Why do I feel like I can't hardly get anything done? The body remembers. Even if the mind doesn't, our subconscious and our body, our spirit, our soul remembers those difficulties. And we'll make time for it whether we choose it or not. And usually this time of year we're rushing around working on the expo, and we've got tons of things going on with the yard. I mean, we live on a half an acre, and there's plenty of yard work to be done. And the expo is usually just looming around the corner, so there's plenty of work to be done with that. But the body doesn't care. Soul doesn't care. The mind doesn't care. It's going to take the time it needs to do what it needs to do. And honoring that and being in a place of acknowledging that, giving it that space, that's where the power comes in. But we forget to do that. We tend to just push and blow through it and just work on through it. Or we tend to isolate and shut down and block it out completely and don't deal with it. But it's way okay to take time for oneself and to take time to process out stuff. And we were talking about forgiveness earlier. Sometimes that just takes time to look at it. What was going on at the time? Was I in a different place? Had I made mistakes? You know, sometimes part of forgiveness is forgiving ourselves in a situation. It's so much easier to blame somebody else. They did a bad thing, and not seeing our own part. Because again, it's easier to push it away than it is to stop and really consider it. But when we really consider things like that, we can recognize that people are just doing what people are doing. And it probably had nothing to do with me. Probably had nothing to do with anything other than the journey they were on. And sometimes I'm really grateful down the road that there was a parting of the ways, because they went that way and I was going this way, and we wouldn't have harmonized very well. And it was really a blessing in the long run that they were removed from my life at that point. And so coming into a place of grace about it, coming into a place of grace about my mother's passing. I miss her every day. It's just sad. But you know, it was beautiful. She and I had a really pretty relationship. You know, sometimes I don't think she liked me very much. She certainly didn't understand me. But that's okay. She was who she was. And I'm a little different. I'm a little odd. And I can allow that to be what it is. So what are we looking at in our own lives today that is really calling for us to stop and pay attention? Pain, physical pain, emotional pain, mental pain, spiritual pain, often is saying, stop, take a look. There's something here to notice. And when we can notice and pay attention to it with our expanded awareness of love, peace, grace, what happens is we come to a whole different understanding of that perspective. And when we step into that understanding, everything changes. Everything changes. We get an insight or an inspiration that allows us to move into an empowered state of being where we're not trapped, we're not hurt. And new visions and new interests and new insights awaken for us. So take a moment. What's really calling for your attention? What's something that's an aggravation or a hurt or a hardship that's time to take a look at? We won't die from looking at a sorrow. We don't die from looking at a pain. We don't die for looking at an issue that needs forgiveness. We don't die. We don't like it. But it's so beautiful when we move through it. It's kind of like childbirth. I feel sorry men don't experience childbirth. We women do. Most of us women do. The only way out is through. The only way out is through. And yes, it's painful, but it reaps beautiful rewards. And sometimes that's how it is with our emotional state of being. That's how it is with our life. The only way out is through. So take a look. And take a look with, not just with the eyes of sorrow, but look with the eyes of understanding. Look with this expanded awareness, which is divine insight. And divine insight grants us a whole new perspective. A whole new perspective on where that other person was, or where we are, or what we're experiencing. You know, a lot of us have grumbled and complained with the with the lockdown, and yet I see a lot of really good stuff happening as a result. Good for myself, good for others, good for our planet. And there's this spiritual principle behind all of that that tells us that everything works together for good. It does. We may not like it. It may not be pleasant. It may not be pretty. But everything is working out for good. And we can have faith in that. We can trust in that. And when we have that trust, then that encourages us. That strengthens us. That empowers us to do the next right thing, to step forward. And sometimes the act of stepping forward is just stepping back and taking a look. because that really moves us ahead, does it not? So allow yourself to just be. You know, we call ourselves human beings, and yet we tend to be human doings. And we value ourselves only if we get all of the things on our list checked off. And yet the value is beyond that. Certainly those things have value. They're worthy work. But the real worthy work is the internal worthy work that we do. And often we don't do that until it's uncomfortable. It's so much easier to do the human doing things than it is to do the human being things. But when we take a look, when we take that time, the beauty of it is profound. The insights that we gain are so profound. So I have a guided meditation for you today. I'm going to share with you. I started it last week, and I just couldn't, nothing made sense, didn't fit right. And then I realized after I went to bed last Saturday night that, oh, that's not for this Sunday. I had a whole different guided meditation for you last week. And that was that twilight meditation, which I thought was rather cool. So this one I've been working on since then, and it has flowed together much better, I might say. And this is a journey we're going to take into a marketplace. And the reason we're going to take this journey in this particular guided meditation is because there's some insights that will be helpful for us, especially when we're taking a look at this deeper stuff. So this is a pretty deep insights and information here. Now, it's a complicated one, and there's going to be choices for you to take. After our services are concluded, I will either ask Beth to post this online, or I'll post it online. I can't quite figure out how to do that very well, so if I can, I will. If I can't, then I'll get some help. It's a good thing to be able to ask for help, isn't it? So as we're looking at our world, looking at ourselves, and knowing that we're human beings, and that we're moving into this higher state of being where we have peace and grace and hope and joy, gratitude, and that we are empowered to move forward in our lives with gentleness. As we look at that, there may be some things that can help us in this journey. And that's what this trip into the marketplace is about. Now, the marketplace we're going to is not where they buy and sell goods. It is a marketplace where there are all these booths and pavilions that are here, and they just have things they want to share. You get to pick. You get to receive. How wonderful is that? So let's take that journey, shall we? So I'd like you to take a deep breath in and exhale, and just be here. Be here now, in this time, in this moment. There's nothing calling your attention. You could just be. And in this space of just being, allow yourself to notice your heart space. How are you feeling? Allow yourself to just be, and your awareness to be in your heart. And this is not just your heart beating organ. This is the heart of hearts, your inner being, where your intent resides, where your being true resides. And just be. And tell yourself it's all okay. It's all okay to be here. You're here for a reason. May not know what it is just yet, but you're here. Allow yourself to be. And now bring your attention down to the bottoms of your feet. And there's energy portals at the bottoms of your feet, and they're two-way. One allows you to connect into the earth, feel the earth beneath you. Connect into the bedrock, into this physical plane. And another allows you to release energy that is no longer serving you, that really heavy, dense energy. So as you connect in, you'll have a sense of some deep roots connecting. And those roots can absorb energy from Mother Earth, bring it up into your heart space. And at the same time, we can release all that worry and sorrow and fear, distress, just the unknowingness of our time and space. And let all that heavy stuff go. And as we let it go, it just falls out and runs down those roots down into the earth and is deposited there. And it's just energy. And Mother Earth can take that energy and process it, bubble it back up like a artesian well, and allow it to be clear, bright, clear energy again. So let go. Just let it go. As you let go, you find your heart space more open. You find your mind more open. And you notice the connection between you and Divine Source is even stronger. And that divine connection, as it's expanding and strengthening, becomes a beam of light from Divine Source, from the ethereal realms, into your body, straight into the top of your head. It's like being bathed in a column of light. You can receive that. You can allow that to be. It feels wonderful. It's kind of like sitting in the sunshine after a long, cold winter. Just, it feels so good to be in that light. So allow yourself to be bathed in this living light of love. You are loved. You are loved because you are, because you exist. And as you harmonize with that living light of love, you become aware of the love that you are. You know love. You know what love feels like. That compassion, that tenderness, that kindness. And as you let that fill your whole being and extend out into the energy field that surrounds your body, you can embrace this love. You can embrace this compassion. Having compassion for yourself, having compassion for others, and know that you are being observed and acknowledged with a compassionate source. You can feel the compassion coming to you and extending through you and being gifted beyond you. And with that sense of compassion, that sense of kindness, that sense of connection and love, let's take a little walk. And we're going to find our way to an open market. Maybe your open market is from a different time and space. Maybe it's modern. But you find yourself in this space, and I'd like you to find your way to a central location in this market where you can kind of from here see everything that's around you. So it's kind of like just an open space. And you notice that there are pavilions of every color. Every color. When I first observed this guided meditation, there were rows of color. So all of the yellow pavilions were here, and all of the red pavilions were there, and the purple pavilions were over there. And then as I looked again, the colors were just everywhere. So you'll see, however you see those colors, just know that there's bright colors everywhere. And each of these vendors, they're not selling anything actually, each of these marketplace participants has unique items. And they're here for you. And you will get a chance to choose them. Choose something from these pavilions that is good and right for you at this point in time that will bless your journey. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to look around and I want you to notice the first red pavilion you're drawn to. Notice a red pavilion. And you'll find your way to that red pavilion. And this will show you some handcrafted metal items. And you're going to select one of these 3 items. Do you select a medallion, a chalice, or a figurine? Do you select a medallion? These are handcrafted metal items. So it's a handcrafted metal medallion, a metal chalice, or a metal figurine. Which do you choose? Allow yourself to make that selection. And it's given to you with grace and given to you with great joy. These things were made specifically to bless you. So whichever choice you make is what is right for you in this moment. Now look around again. And I want you to notice a yellow pavilion. And this yellow pavilion catches your attention, and you wander over there. And inside of this pavilion, there's garments, clothing items. And you're going to select one of these items, and it will have spiritual significance for you. Do you select a hat, a cloak or shawl, or gloves? A hat, a cloak or shawl, or gloves? Which item do you select? Receive that. Feel the gratitude of receiving that, knowing that it was gifted to you specifically. Next, look around and you're going to notice a green pavilion. Find your way to a green pavilion. Now there's plenty of green pavilions. You're going to find the one that is just right for you. And in this one, it has crystals and gemstones. And you're going to select a crystal or gemstone that speaks to you, that really vibrates for you or makes you feel really good when you see it. So do you notice an amethyst, a zincite, or rose quartz? Maybe you don't know what zincite is. Zincite is red. I have one in my display case. I'll have to bring it and show it to you. Do you choose an amethyst, which is purple, the zincite, which is red, red-orange, or rose quartz? Which calls to you? Which calls to you? Has spiritual significance for you. Receive that with deep gratitude, thanking the vendor here. They've made this specially for you, selected it specially for you. Receive that with deep gratitude. And now turn your attention outward again, and this time look for a blue pavilion. Notice around and notice a blue pavilion. And as you get to this blue pavilion, you notice it's full of tools. So of the 3 tools that are here, choose one that feels right to you, or which one comes to your attention. Do you find a hammer, a compass, or a magnifying glass? A hammer, a compass, or a magnifying glass. Now the compass can be one that has the needle and points to north, or it can be one of those compasses where you trace the lines, make circles, and measure. Either one, either kind of compass. So a hammer, a compass, or a magnifying glass. Receive that with deep gratitude in your being. And allow yourself to find your way back to the center of the marketplace. And as an exchange of energy, you're going to leave a sacred gift here. Which of these things do you leave? This is a choice for you. Really seek this one. Search this one. Which would you like to leave as a gift, as a thank you for receiving all of these other things? Do you leave a glowing ball of light, a sword, or a watch? A glowing ball of light, a sword, or a watch. So as you leave that gift, leave it with its deep gratitude. Gratitude for knowing that this entire marketplace was created for you, and that you could come back at any time and receive any gift. And as you acknowledge that with deep gratitude, and you've left your gift with deep gratitude, there's this beautiful exchange of energy. And you can allow yourself now to find your way back out of this marketplace, noticing a beautiful spring day. Sun is shining, birds are singing. Allow yourself to walk yourself back into this time and space, back into the here and now, back into your physical form. Feels really good, does it not? Being completely aware of your physical being. Might want to stretch a little bit, wiggle fingers, wiggle toes. Welcome back. Allow yourself to be in this moment. And Mr. Phil, if you join me out front, please. We'll do communion, and then I will give you the symbolic representation of what those gifts meant, both given and received.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming back.
Thanks for asking. Hi, Susan. Hi, Jenny.
So, communion. People are popping in and out. I'm not sure what's going on. Anyway, communion. This is a symbolic representation of our connection, a symbolic representation of our ascension path, our journey to get from here to divine source. Join us in prayer. Loving Spirit of light, as we take in the gifts of life, help us to feel alive. As we walk through our ascension path, help us to find the way. These things we pray in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Join us in prayer again, please. Loving Spirit of light, as we drink this in, help us to drink in life. All of it. Help us to appreciate this moment with all of our awareness. Walk with us in all things. These things we pray in the name of the Ascended One, Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Tasty. Okay, so
Yes.
I will do
Excuse me.
I will do the symbolism of this, and then we'll be back.
Okay.
So,
And Beth already put up there about donations. Thank you very much. And we have a building, and it's still there. We were just there. So.
yeah. soon. I hope we'll be there again soon with services. Okay.
Hi, June. What? Am I leaving?
Yes, you're leaving. Unless you want to sit here and listen to this. But if you have extra questions, what was that? Oh, if you have other questions, type them up, send them to Phil. Phil will.
Do you have your phone?
I don't have my phone.
I don't either.
Phil will call. He'll bring his phones here in a second. So, the marketplace. Isn't this lovely? Wasn't this fun? So the red pavilion has to do with what will help you physically, with your physical health or your career right now. Thank you, sir. And the choices that we were given was a medallion, a chalice, or a figurine. If you selected the medallion, what will help your physical health or your career right now is self-awareness, self-authority, and self-care. So what that means then is being mindful, being aware. So you have the authority over your body, and this will help you physically with your work, your career, and with your health. So pay attention to that. In other words, pay attention to your physical form and know that you have more authority than you think you do. We have the power of healing, the power of our intent that guides our journey. Did you receive a chalice? Did you select the chalice? This is letting you know that a new dream, a new goal, a new vision, or a new quest would really help you. And those don't require a lot of external things as much as it does knowing that you're refocusing, recentering yourself. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So what helps your physical health or your career right now is a new dream, a new vision, a new goal, or a new quest. So take on something new. Take on something new. That will really bless you. The figurine. Now this could have been a figurine of an animal. It could have been a figurine of a landscape. It could have been a figurine of a person in a landscape, or a person, a statue. Notice whatever that figurine is doing, because this relates to action to take. So whatever that figurine is doing lets you know that there is more for you to do, but do in a sacred way. Not that you're a human doing, but there is action to take. This is for your health and for your career. So in other words, if it was a wolf howling at the moon, then know that it's time to pay attention to time. Pay attention to cycles. If your figurine was reading a book, maybe there's new information for you to read. If your figurine was praying, then by all means do that. If your figurine was dancing, by all means do that. There's activity that the body is ready to do. So pay attention to what your symbolism was in this. And that will give you a hint as the action to take at this point in time. In the yellow pavilion, the information here was how to empower joy and courage in your own life. You know, we've had so many things going on and so much anger and hatred that fear kind of tends to take over. So to release the fear and to move beyond that, we are required to have joy and courage. It takes those qualities to move beyond that. So what you chose in this pavilion will let you know how best to empower yourself into that joyful courage. Did you choose a hat? If you selected a hat, this is asking you to shift your thinking into neutral or to positive in that expanded awareness realm. So shift your thinking. This is your pathway to joy and your pathway to courage. What we think about will engender joy and courage. Did you choose a cloak or a shawl? This is asking you to put on an attitude of gratitude by noticing open-heartedness. Noticing open-heartedness in yourself and open-heartedness in others. There's kindness abounds, but we tend to see that which isn't kind. But notice it, find a way, be open to perceiving that, and that information will come to you, will reveal itself to you. So if you chose the cloak or shawl, put on an attitude of gratitude by noticing with open-heartedness. Get in this heart space. Let this open up, and that changes the perspective. Did you choose gloves? Did you select gloves? Then this is asking you to apply yourself to worthy work. And anything you do with a positive attitude is worthy work. Washing dishes with a positive attitude is worthy work. Working in the yard, digging weeds is worthy work. Anything we do because we're doing it by choice is worthy work. And when we honor the things that we are taking action at, then that blesses that. And it no longer becomes this drudgery, no longer becomes filled with efforting. It becomes joyful and it becomes positive. And this will help restore you into that positive joy and courage. So unless you're sitting in front of the TV all day doing nothing, you're still having to get up and go get food, right? anything you do with gratitude and open-heartedness. And that expands your sense of courage and your sense of joy, and will open other doors for you as well. The next pavilion we visited was the green pavilion. And this was how to best get clear for now. How to best get clear for now. If you selected the amethyst, this is asking you to pray about it. This is asking you to connect in divinely and allow divine assistance to assist you. That may be getting clear. You've done all you can do. And now it's a God job. And let God do God's job. You don't have to do that part. So allow for divine assistance in that. Should you have chosen zincite, I'll have to go get that sample here just in a second. This is asking you to process it out, work through it, apply attention and intention. We were talking about this earlier. Those things take time to process out. Take the time to process out. It's time to do that. The time is now for that. Process that stuff out. Rose quartz. Remind me when I bring the zincite out to tell you the story of how that was created. Rose quartz. This is asking you to bless yourself and bless the situation into shifted energy. Bless the heck out of it. Or bless the H-E double hockey sticks out of it. Bless it. Bless the situation. Bless yourself. Keeping that attitude of blessing puts you in this state of grace and allows the journey to unfold in a new way. How beautiful is that? The next was a blue pavilion. And in the blue pavilion, this is what spiritual that's what spiritual blessings are bringing to you now. So the tool you selected will help you understand how or what spiritual blessings are coming to you. Did you choose the hammer? Your spiritual power is being ramped up along with ease of focus. Watch where you apply your power and do so with precision, and your actions will be rewarded. You know, you don't just hammer blindly. You pay attention because you don't want to hit your thumb. You don't want to hit your fingers. You want to hit the nail on the head. So this is helping you focus and helping you apply power in a direct, focused manner. And when you do that with precision, then your actions will be rewarded. When I was first doing this, the actual hammer I saw was one that is used for, gosh, I'm not even sure what, I have to ask Phil. But it's a rubber mallet so that it's not for hammer and nails, it's for other objects that you want to nudge into place. So I think I do a lot of nudging. I think I help people nudge a bit. So you may get a nudge from me here and there. I know that it's done with gentleness, but precision and focus. Did you select a compass? This is letting you know the guidance is coming to you in the form of insights and awarenesses. Listen with your heart of hearts and follow with grace. So new insights are coming to you right now. Feel the truth of that. Know the truth of that. Walk the truth of that. Did you choose a magnifying glass? This is saying that whatever you focus on is going to be amplified, for good or for ill. So focus on love, light, and joy. Because everything that you're focusing on is going to be amplified. So the more you focus on the positive stuff, the more amplified that is going to be in your life. And we return to the center of the marketplace, and in this place, you left a sacred gift. And this sacred gift is how you're going to share your sacred self. So did you leave a glowing ball of light? This is saying that you choose to be a light bearer in this world, uplifting others as best you can, and being the light that you are, shining on, being that light. You're choosing to be a light bearer. You're not everyone's light, but you bear a light, and you are taking on that with a renewed sense of empowerment, a new sense of dedication to that. Did you leave a sword? This is saying that you choose to speak your truth with gentleness, kindness, and grace when others can hear it, and keep a gentle silence when they cannot hear. That's a key, isn't it? Sometimes people just can't hear us. Doesn't mean that we're not speaking the truth, but they just can't hear what we're saying. So we can hold a gentle silence, not that begrudging silence. Well, fine, I'm just not going to talk to you. No, just gentle silence. And to walk your sacred truth with honor and courage as best you can. That's your gift. That's how you're sharing your sacred self right now, is walking your sacred truth with honor and courage as best you can. Did you choose to leave a watch? This is saying that you become willing to notice energies around you in a new way. You bestow healing energy with word or thought or kind gesture as best you can in your world. So you're noticing the energies and leaving healed energy or healing energy. So healed energy, they're different. If you leave healed energy, that means that you have taken the time and have this energetic structure of healed within you. And you leave that as a gift. And then others can take that energy and utilize that in their own healing. That's one way. Another way is to send divine energy directly to someone so they can receive a healing. And you see there's a subtle difference there, but it is a difference and it is empowerful. Empowerful? It is empowering and powerful. So Mr. Phil, if you want to join me out front again, I want to go get that zincite crystal. I want to show people what that looks like, since I was going to show it to you earlier and got sidetracked with my plans.
I scooted back, didn't know the cat was there.
Oh no.
Well, actually, I forgot the cat was there. What are you doing?
You just squished my cat?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be right back. Where's my zincite? Oh no.
I guess we're going to really screw her up now. I'm in the wrong seat.
I have several pieces of zincite I want to show you. So that's, get that to you. Isn't that pretty? Ooh. And then this is a
Oh, that's pretty.
natural piece of zincite. And this is a dog who wants to see the zincite too. You like zincite?
Hello.
So the energy of zincite, okay, zincite was, this particular piece came from Russia. Apparently there was this huge fire in a smelting factory, and the whole thing just burnt with this really high energy. Hello again. So, and then, so years later, they went back to clear the space, and when they broke open the furnace, excuse me, all of the zincite had been crystallized in this, in the smokestack, in the, what am I trying to say? I don't know, figure it out. So anyway, it's a beautiful thing, but it comes from that fire, from an intense fire. So that's the intense fire from within. So within that.
So what you see is what nobody can really get anymore. So
It's pretty hard to do it. So this is about processing it out, working through it, and applying attention and intention. So this is that the heat of the furnace, the heat of working on it is going to yield big results for you.
sorry. Joe said she missed what the Red Pavilion was about.
The Red Pavilion is about your physical health or your career. Well, I think that's about it. Lila, you're such a bug. So we were going to do a healing energy circle right now.
We would have to move the dog to do that.
Yes, well, she wants on your lap.
What is this? What are
She
you
wants
doing?
to sit on our lap. And she's cramming me in my shawl there. Okay. All right, so Again, if you have any other questions about your guided meditation, I'll get online and answer those things specifically.
Well,
oh, let's see if we can't get this dog out of here.
The pleasures of live.
Oh. Can you get down? That's a good girl. Get down. Get down, get down. That's a good girl. She's wanted a little attention too.
I guess.
She likes zincite. All right, you're connected to Divine Source. Bring it into your heart space. Left hand, right hand. Back to your heart space, connecting that circuit.
Yeah, she doesn't actually need attention. She just tries to demand it all the time. So
She's just sweet. She just wanted you to know she's here, huh? So that energy is here, building into this ball of light. And as that energy builds from Divine Source, we have the power. We can share this with our intent. Maybe there's someone you would like to offer this to, someone in your circle of influence that could use healing or comfort or encouragement. Just be mindful of them and send this energy to them. And release it. We don't want any psychic backwash. Fresh, bright energy in from Divine Source to the heart space. One hand to the other hand, back to your heart. And letting that energy build again. Can you feel that energy building between your hands? Pretty powerful stuff. This you get to keep. This is for you. This helps builds your energy. Helps gives you the strength and the stamina to be the human being that you are. And from that, allows you to do what you came here to do. If you're here, you came to change the world, and you're doing that.
we believe that.
So allow this energy to build and receive it with deep gratitude. And may your life be a prayer and a blessing. Godspeed. We will see you soon.
And you've had a year to watch our puppy grow up into a dog.
If that's what she is. She's a goof.
Definitely bigger than she was a year ago. So.
God bless you all. And we'll talk to you soon.
Toodles.